Welcome to the amazing world of Kreskin.
No, we need to bring Kreskin on because we need to get started on this $1 million. Oh, I have the $1 million check. Shoot, would you like to see it? Here it is. $1 million.
Can I verify this?
Right here.
Let's bring this into the camera. There you go.
The amazing Kreskin, everyone.
Now, wait a second. The amazing Kreskin.
Richard, how are you?
Thank you. He deserved that.
Can I ask you something?
Yes.
When people write you out a check, do they actually write, look at this, the amazing Kreskin on a check? Is that what you go by? Is that what it says?
Usually they have T.A. Kreskin, and no one realizes what the initials stand for, the amazing.
Oh, I thought you deserved the whole darn thing on there.
You know, I just got to say something. Obviously, I'm not ending up by being paid $1 million, and I don't want to give the impression that every time I do this in a concert, we're doing it almost as a facade or a fake. We're really going to restructure. We're going to redesign and do what I've done in theaters, university auditoriums, gymnasiums, even in shopping malls.
Actually, what they do is they hide your paycheck, and if you don't find it, you don't get paid.
That's right.
I lost one night in New Zealand, $51,000.
Oh, my God.
So we're doing it legitimately as a thought reader. I'm not a psychic, but I claim I can read thoughts, and we're going to need a committee to do this.
But we should point out, whether he finds the check or not, he doesn't get paid today for anything.
Boy, you don't know how...
But you do get to keep the check, and that's what's important here.
That'll be a visual. You know, this is dramatic because we've got all the busyness around us, and we're using in an area here. We have to admit that we picked 4 people before just to save time.
That's right, to save time. Let's have our hiding committee. Please come up. We have
a hiding committee from our studio audience who have been pre-selected.
That's right. We've also...
Let's see. You've never met...
We don't know each other. I've never met you before.
All of these people have never met the amazing Kreskin. You are...
Nancy Marina.
You are?
Julio Villa.
From where?
Union City.
Yes?
Angela Singer from Jersey City.
Michael Fry, Dayton, Ohio.
Dayton, Ohio.
Great.
Okay, that's our hiding committee today.
Designate as the hider.
Well, you'll decide that amongst them because it can be any one of them. Renee and Richard, tell me where you're going to send me when this takes place, because there's going to be another segment of the program, and if anyone for one moment thinks that I can see or hear what's going on, it would destroy the legitimacy of this. You're going to have me escorted by some people somewhere.
Officer Bennett. Officer Bennett from the Jersey City Police Department is going to escort you off. He's going to take you into it. Hello, officer.
Nice to meet you. Nice to see you.
You can pull me over anytime, okay?
Officer, that's not a shakedown.
All right, we've set up parameters because of camera abilities.
And now he's taking me where, though, Renee?
Oh, he's taking you to an isolation booth that we have set up. There are no TV monitors. There's nothing in there. He will watch you until you come back out.
And you'll stay there until I'm called back.
That's right.
Now, there are some perimeters, but let me explain. First of all, the perimeters of hiding it, Renee, you tell us.
Anywhere on the stage area or anywhere in our audience. This check could be hundreds of people. It could be anywhere out in our audience.
All right, let me explain this to the 4 of you. First of all, there are people trying to imitate what I do by having wallets hidden that have electronic devices in them. And they wear a beeper thing, and as they walk around, they get near it, and apparently they find it. That's mission impossible. Secondly, people are having things written down ahead of time, claiming to be mind readers, and they have carbon paper hidden under pads. You've written nothing before the program, right? And you did not prearrange anything. We discussed this in no way except the fact that you know the perimeters, correct?
That's correct.
All right, one of you take this, doesn't matter who. I'm going to leave, wait till I'm out of sight. When the 4 of you hide it, the 4 of you must walk together. Don't one of you go out and hide it. The 4 of you walk together. One of you put it in place, whether it's on a person, a place, a location. Don't hand it to someone. You must put it in place, and the 4 of you know exactly where it's hidden, see where it's hidden. Now, when you've done that, come back up here, and Renee and Richard will tell you where to go and to wait for me. But the 4 of you must hide it as a group, not one of you as a group. You understand?
Yes.
All right, I'm going to leave now. Don't start to hide it until we're out of sight. Richard, Renee, I'm going to go off now with the officer. See you in a little while, folks.
Goodbye,
all right?
Kreskin.
Fine.
Watch him like a hawk, Officer Bennett. This is very exciting, isn't it?
He's taking him away to solitary on the 2nd floor to a room where he can neither hear nor see what's happening downstairs here. Have you guys huddled already together and figured out where you're going to hide this check?
Yeah.
Where are you going to hide it?
You're going to hide it in his bank account in Dayton, Ohio.
That's right.
Good luck. Who amongst you is going to hide the check, actually?
Gentleman here.
You are. Okay.
Right.
So, is he out of the area, Bill? Bill, is he out of... Hello, Bill. Security, is he out of the area? Good. Okay. Thank you.
And Chuck Norris has just verified that. He's seen
Thank you,
Kreskin
Chuck.
go up.
Thank you.
And you know
All
Chuck
right,
Norris never lies.
Let's go hide the check, all right? And our cameras will be following you.
Remember, they have to hide it all together.
That's right, the four of them together.
You could
Kreskin
hide
asked me
it
to
in somebody's
also
mouth. You could hide it in somebody's brassiere. You could hide it in somebody's shoe.
Okay.
Now the audience.
The audience is critiquing the location of the check. Okay, it is placed. Is it in place?
You have to decide with one mind.
This is a 2-hour show.
All
yes.
right.
All right. All right, it's going.
If our camera can see.
Hold it. Can you hold that up in the air, sir, so we can see where you're hiding it? You're standing. There we go. Okay, here we go. He is hiding it in. Can you show our camera behind you there where we've
Let's not even
that?
mention where he's hiding it in case Kreskin can hear. Everybody can look and see where it is. You at home can see exactly where the check is going. We are not even going to say it in case an echo reverberates off the wall and hits his telepathic ears. But you know where that check is now.
That's right. Okay. Thank you, the four of you. We're going to come back later on in the show, and Kreskin is going to find the check. He's also going to do a little mind reading here in the audience. But first, we're going to take a break, and when we come back, Chuck Norris.
Chuck Norris on People Are Talking, live from the Newport Center Mall. Stay with us.
Now, can we have our committee? I don't know where you put them.
Yes. Can we have our hiding committee come up, please?
Come up here. Would you folks come up
And
here?
we need a time on how much time Kreskin has to...
I don't know. I cannot time this. I'm going to do the best I can. That may not be enough time.
Yeah.
You understand?
Well, tell Richard we may not have a second hour.
This is something that I cannot exactly time. Since this has not been prearranged, I do not use stooges or
so
Confederates.
excited.
And I cannot guarantee I'm going to find this. Let me just ask you folks this. Of the four of you, which was the person, who amongst you last touched the check? All right, would you come over here? Your first name is what, sir?
Michael.
All right, Michael. Now, Renee, I'm going to be moving on my own. You could trail behind us. Okay. Michael, you stand here. The other three of you come behind me. One of you stand here, sir, would you? Renee, let one of the ladies stand right about here. And would you stand over here?
Okay.
This is the gal right here. Okay. Now, your first name is?
Michael.
Michael, you actually, that's all right, you can hold the microphone. Okay. You actually put this in place, Michael.
Yes, I sure did.
But you all know where this is?
Yes.
All right. We won't need the microphone anymore right now.
Okay.
Michael, I'm going to lead you. I want you folks to stay with me. Stay as close as you are to me at all times, no matter where I walk. If I go that way, stay behind him, you stay behind me, you stay about here, all right? Mm-hmm. Follow me. And Michael, is it? I'm going to lead you about this area. Don't you help me, don't you lead me, don't you guide me, don't you push me in any way. Go wherever I lead you. But in your mind, and this accounts for the rest of you as well, concentrate on how I'm to get to it. If I'm going the wrong direction, think, no, that's not right. Talk to me mentally. You understand, sir?
Yes.
You understand, folks? Stay with me. Okay. Take this in your hand. Hold it, if you will. Ready now. Hold tight, if you will. All of you now. You must start to converse with me mentally. Ready, begin, concentrate. Concentrate as clearly as you can. You're going the wrong way, think it's not right. Concentrate as clearly as you can. See, concentrating as clearly as you can. Mike, if I'm going the wrong way, you must concentrate. Keep concentrating as clearly as you can. Keep concentrating. If you're going the wrong way, Mike, you must concentrate. Concentrate as clearly as you can. You must all stay behind me, the four of you, please. Concentrate as clearly as you can. Please, I'd like to have no conversation at all. Michael, all I know is that you've told me in your mind, I'm sorry, step behind me, I'm sorry, you all right, ma'am? To walk in this area. Michael, now you folks, you said no to me. I've got to have no conversation, please.
Please, be everyone real quiet.
I'm confused. Pinpoint exactly where it is, exactly. Would you stand up, please, ma'am? Could you step behind me on the other side back there, please? Keep concentrating as clearly as you can. You must pinpoint exactly where. Ma'am, are you together, folks? Can you hold concentrate as clearly as you can? I don't want to concentrate, pinpoint exactly where. Pinpoint, Mike, exactly where is it? Pinpoint exactly. I have to say something. Would it be any problem if the little one is lifted out of here in any way? I don't want to, please, someone else hold that.
Is he asleep?
Michael, you know exactly where this is, correct?
Me to keep.
Pinpoint exactly, please. I'm going to pinpoint.
Reveal it?
In your mind, no, in your mind. Just concentrate exactly where it is.
We're borrowing your bed.
Can I ask you to hold this, ma'am? Would you hold this carriage, please? Michael, pinpoint exactly. In your mind, concentrate as clearly as you can. I don't understand. I don't understand. Do you know exactly where this is, sir?
Tell me, is it just
baby. Well, Kreskin, you got the check for $1 million. Congratulations.
You know, folks, I gotta say one more thing, folks. There's only one disappointment. Do you think I could ever get away cashing this? That would be a miracle.
I take it the bank called you. Do you forgive me?
Isn't that ingenious, though? And when I came up to the baby, it didn't seem right. This lovely child, it didn't seem right, and I had to have the baby taken away, and I kept thinking this red thing, and when I pulled it, he kept saying no, until I lifted this and reached down on the bottom. I'll tell you, we got it.
We're going to take a break. We're going to come back with more of Amazing Kreskin in just a minute.
Crikey, that is an absolute classic performance. 1988, that one. And I think one of those kind of things, and I'm like the people applauding to it, he is an old-time master, wasn't he? Let's have a look. Why? Can you guys see me all right now? Give me a thumbs up that you can see me. Yeah? Okay, cool. Absolute master, old-time. It was chaotic. You know, watching him go out into that audience at that speed was incredible. And I know some of you will know that I tried to get Kreskin on, the late Kreskin, before he unfortunately passed, and it didn't happen, but so we'll never quite know. But it would be awesome if we could get someone attached to that performance, perhaps. And I did a little bit of digging, and the gentleman on the other side of that handkerchief is a gentleman by the name of Michael James Fry. And I just happened to do a little bit of research. or Facebook stalking, as what some people might call it. And I managed to find who I thought and hoped was the gentleman. I reached out, and he has agreed to join us tonight. So, ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm welcome to Michael James Fry. Hey, Michael.
Hi.
How you doing, my friend? Are you okay?
Oh, yeah, I'm doing good. Boy, that was a flashback.
I'll say 38 years ago.
Yes, sir. 38 years ago, and you wouldn't imagine back then that we'd have the internet like we do today, and we could all talk about it like we're about to.
Absolutely. And it's such an unusual thing to be kind of connected with. One, it must have felt like, for me anyway, it felt like winning the lottery, finding you, because it was such a random thing to do, to actually reach out to sort of see if I could find someone connected with that performance. But for you, how did you even get involved with this? Was it by luck or by chance? How did you become in the committee, let's say?
Well, at that time, which was before the internet became mainstream in America, we were still, as a society, heavily involved with television and radio. And I remember having a discussion with someone about how many different talk shows there were right around that time, 1988. And there were like 18 or 20 shows simultaneously. And so this was a very, very popular thing. And this television show was called People Are Talking. And I had just moved out to the East Coast weeks before and sort of latched onto this program and found out that Kreskin was going to be there and Chuck Norris. And I wanted to see Chuck Norris, right? Absolutely. And so I went down there and I was in the crowd. And as they say in the video that you saw, we were pre-selected. So they just went you, and that guy with the yellow thing around him.
Oh, because, yeah, you had the sweatshirt over your shoulders.
Yes, sir. And time is money on television completely. And so it was easier just to say the guy with the yellow thing. And so everybody knew that he was talking about me. And that's how I got in. So it was just sheer happenstance.
Brilliant. I love things like that. When it just happens, it's meant to be. So they obviously, we saw an edited performance of it, but the full performance is online for people to see, and we'll be able to put that in. Oh, Terry Tyson's one of our members. He says in the chat, Michael, you look great, man. Very 80s with that sweater over the shoulders. So you were asked to form the committee, and you were going to go and follow the instructions to go and hide the check. I can imagine, and the look on people's faces in that moment, it almost looks like it happened that quick. There was no time to really plan and really think about it. Did you just decide in the spur of the moment together, like, oh, we'll just put it here? Because you kind of, you head out somewhere and then they start booing you, don't they, to start with?
Yeah, I had the idea of putting it under the tower, which had the lights and the camera mount on top. And the audience didn't like that. They thought it was going to be too easy. And if I remember correctly, someone in the audience out there was saying, hey, put it over here. And they kind of directed us over because they had an idea to put it in the back of the baby seat. Yeah. And so it just became yes all the way around unanimously. And we all said, okay, yeah. And like you said, it was very, very quick, and time is money on television. So it had to be a quick decision. And so it was. It wound up being where Kreskin found it.
Yeah. Did you have any sense that perhaps it was a setup? Maybe if somebody said, "Oh, put it over here," and take that power out of the committee's hands. Did you think for a second, "Oh, hang on, we might be being set up here," or did you think, no, that was definitely a free choice to hide it in the baby cradle?
It seemed like a free choice. It seemed like it was not staged to place the check where it was positioned.
It certainly doesn't look like
that was
it.
Real.
Oh, sorry, say that again, Michael.
Oh, I believe that was real.
Yeah, no, I think so. But sometimes it's just nice to ask, because we are very inquisitive as performers anyway, and to be able to tap into that sort of historic performance, let's say, that would be a good way to at least find out, the genuine side of things, whether there was anything done off camera or anything like that. And to hear that there wasn't is really refreshing from our point of view, because we go out on stages or we go out at shows and perform, and we don't rely on techniques like that. So it's always nice to sort of eliminate that by speaking to people who experienced it there and then. So that's great. When you guys came back, and then obviously there was a segment where Kreskin brings on Chuck Norris, because I think Chuck was promoting a book that he'd written, and Kreskin had got a copy of the book to do a mind reading trick with the book, I believe. At that point, when you were still backstage, I'm assuming, were you still away from the rest of the crowd?
I was at the back of the audience when that was happening.
Yeah.
You got the stage up front, you got everybody in the audience, and then there was this area behind all the chairs, because all the chairs were they were right on the floor. They were folding chairs.
Yeah.
On the floor. And I was just standing at the back. That's when Chuck Norris came up. He was getting ready to go up and promote his book, which was called The Secret of Inner Strength. And he was walking right towards me, and I just said, "Hey, how's it going?" And we shook hands, and he said one word. He said, "Good." And that was it. He turned his eyes right to the stage, and I didn't want to bother him because he was about to go on television and promote his book. And, I had my starstruck moment there, and that was it. It was very brief, but I did
Chuck
get
Norris. He's the Chuck Norris. Oh, that's just incredible. So from your point of view then, Michael, could tell us a little bit more about you, because I know I had a brief chat with you earlier. You're an interesting guy. You have a fascinating background that in a way mirrors a little bit about what we do. Although you're not a mentalist or a magician, you are a performer, aren't you? You have a background in performing.
Yeah, my background's in musical theater and in acting. And I've done, I don't know, I guess 80 or so full-length plays and musicals, summer stock, regional, off-Broadway, off-Broadway. I was the star of the musical Captain Filthy Fred a number of years ago, back in 2018. That's a show nobody's ever heard of, by the way. Just one of those things. And I did some background work for movies and television. I was an extra in the Joker movie, and in the movie called Wonderstruck, and another movie, a Steven Spielberg movie called The Post. That one's a little bit more obscure. Yeah. But all of that was in New York City, and I just had a great time. The first thing I did when I came out to the East Coast was this work with Kreskin. It was just a few weeks after I moved out I was in Weehawken, New Jersey, and this took place at the Newport Center Mall. And there's a train that goes from New Jersey to New York. It's called PATH, and that stands for Port Authority Trans-Hudson. And you get into the PATH train, and one of the stops is directly underneath this mall. So you come out of the PATH train, you go upstairs, and you're in the Newport Center. So this wasn't that far away from where I lived, just a couple miles, 2 or 3 miles from where I lived. I got on the train. I walked to Hoboken, got on the train, came up, went into the mall, and that's where the show was broadcast.
Wow. What an experience. It says in the comments, Stuart says, "I want to know what Chuck's handshake feels like." And then Florian says, Florian says, "Chuck now knows what Michael's handshake feels like."
Yeah.
Oh dear. So when Kreskin gave you the handkerchief to hold on to, what was going on in your mind? Because that must have been an unusual thing to be asked to do, and then subsequently be dragged around the area holding on to this. What was going on in your head? What were you trying to process at the time?
Well, back then when it happened is different now, this far into the future, looking back on it.
Yeah.
There's a sharp contrast between those two experiences. And back then, I was taking the whole thing very seriously, and I was really trying to take his instruction and direct him according to his movements the way he requested. And so I'm saying, no, it's over here. It's not there. Turn to the left, turn to the right. I was really, really trying to make that connection the way he described that he wanted to receive. And looking back on it, it's very different, because I understand now that Kreskin was a master at his craft in terms of television entertainment. Again, this was before we had the internet in the mainstream, and he understood good television. He understood suspense. When you watch this clip, the first thing he does is walk the perimeter, because he knows that whoever he walks by is going to be, even if it's a brief moment, they're going to be on TV. And this increases excitement. It increases enjoyment. People are enthralled by the experience, and it becomes elevated. So first thing he does is do a lap around there, and he's telling everybody to be quiet, I need to concentrate. He understood drama. He understood how to raise the stakes, to keep it interesting, entertaining, engaging. He was a master at manipulating an audience to keep them interested and engaged. Yeah. And I didn't understand that at the time, but I understand it now and really appreciate him all the more for it.
Absolutely. He's like a whirlwind, isn't he? When you watch him, it's chaotic, but clearly organized chaos, what he's doing. There was a little moment what I really like, and you said it great then, Michael, where he said it was a master at creating that drama. The moment where the lady who was reporting and presenting talked about a time limit, or a potential how much time we've got left.
Yes.
And there must have been a moment where it's off camera, but she must have told him that, we have a certain number of minutes. And on camera, he immediately sort of rebutted that by saying, I don't know if that's going to be long enough, which then kind of creates that tension and drama for her, who's responsible for keeping things on time. And now she might be feeling panicked, which just adds to that sort of chaoticness. And when he started,
it's also a disclaimer. He says, I don't know if I can find it. I don't know. So that everyone watching at home on television, everyone in the studio audience will hope all the more that he does.
Yeah.
This is what I mean. He's a total master at reading the room and understanding how to keep people engaged. He knew exactly what he was doing. And the talk around the set that day was, he went off and he was in a secluded room. He did not see where we hit it. And apparently this was a real thing. That's what everyone thought. At least that's my memory, is that everyone thought that he was not informed ahead of time.
I would imagine because going to the trouble of getting a local police officer to come escort you and keep an eye on you, it must be legit. It must be. Even from our point of view, I'm sure if we were to do that, because that's adding a layer, isn't it? A really strong layer of certainty and security around it. So I cannot see any of it. I don't think any of that would have been staged at all. I think it's a genuine performance of muscle reading. Someone who did it night after night on stage and just did it in a slightly different environment. For this sort of publicity stunt, the $1 million check. I never quite got the relevance of the check, because when you think about it, it was actually a check made out. Was it by Kreskin or to Kreskin?
It was from the female host, whose name was Renee. I forget her last name.
Yeah, but
it was from her checking account. And again, this was for television, so that's to get people's interest. $1 million. $1 million. If it was a $5 check, nobody would care. But it was $1 million, and so that was designed on purpose to keep people engaged, to keep them interested, and raise the stakes.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
It worked. We're talking about it today, right?
Yeah, 38 years later, it's crazy, and it's one of those lost. I don't want to say lost because it is still used, but it's somewhat of a forgotten art. The idea of muscle reading, which is what we've been discussing and what Kreskin was performing, goes back, a long time into the 1870s and onwards. But over the years, even though it's a kind of skill that once you've learned, like riding a bike, it's one of those things that's with you forever. Yes, you need to keep it, topped up with oil so you don't go rusty, so to speak. But it's something that doesn't cost anything. You don't have to buy anything. There's no props that you need for your act. It's just you and a skill. And I'm surprised that it's lost so much of its appeal these days from a performer's point of view. Not the audience, because most audiences won't be even the slightest bit aware that it exists, which is a real shame, really. So we've probably got, in terms of a modern performer, there's a gentleman over here who's very well known as a mentalist called Derren Brown. And on one of his TV shows a number of years ago, he went to a fruit and vegetable market in London, and he had people hide. I think that he did 2 tests. He did something with the fruit and veg where they laid them out in a row, and he had somebody think of one of the pieces of fruit. And just by sort of grabbing the wrist and moving it back and forward, he could feel which one they were thinking of. And that was like a prelude into this, like an introductory test. And it then went on to the bigger test, which was for one of the other gentlemen, the market traders. He took a photograph of his wife. It was something that was sentimental to him, and he could hide that anywhere in the market. And the market was a sprawling market. It was indoor and outdoor, so it went for quite a large area. So he went and hid that, came back 20 minutes later, and then Derren, the performer, literally put both hands on his shoulders, looking face to face, and he just started walking whilst the guy was walking backwards. He was kind of guiding him, and he just had him think left, right. So instead of using the handkerchief, he was both hands on the shoulders, doing the same thing, feeling for that kind of resistance and things like that. So there are multiple different ways of doing it, and that's down to really the preference of the performer. And also, it's quite a difficult thing to practice because you need other people. And it's not the sort of thing that you can throw straight into a show, because it becomes problematic when you realize very quickly that it's not as easy as it sounds. You have to do quite a lot of practicing to pick up on the sort of nuances. And yes, who's that?
Just real quick, Stuart had a question.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you for that, Joe. Stuart, where are you, my friend?
Hello.
Hey.
Hi, Michael. Thanks for being with us. This is fascinating. I have a question about the use of the handkerchief and whether it felt like being led by the handkerchief. We can see bits in the video where it looks a little bit more like Kreskin is trapping the arm underneath like this. And I wonder if he's giving himself the opportunity to go to more direct touch with the arm. And I wonder what that felt like, that process felt like for you, the touching element of it.
Well, I didn't know anything about that back then. What do you call it? Muscle? What's it called? Muscle what?
Reading.
Muscle reading. Yeah, I didn't know anything about that at the time. The use of the handkerchief, to me, again, we're looking back at it 38 years later, but there may have been some truth to what you're talking about, Stuart, about perhaps he was using that as a means of establishing that muscle signal, if you want to call it that. But I also recognize it as good showmanship on top of it, because it's mysterious. We don't know how it operates. It's not explained. It's something different. It keeps people interested and engaged. It's interesting,
It's pretty
and
as well.
It could have just been a prop, but even if it was, again, he knew what he was doing because it worked. It kept things interesting and compelling all throughout. I had certainly never done anything like that before. I'd never seen anything like that before. So it was unique as well as compelling and convincing at the time as well.
For me, there's something quite pretty, beautiful about having a handkerchief connecting you. It draws the eye. Yeah. Thank you.
I think you're right. It's quite artistic, isn't it, the handkerchief method?
Yeah.
Joe Skilton's got his hand up. Hey, Joe.
Hey, just another question on the handkerchief, and this is showing I don't know much about muscle reading, but I was curious. Did the handkerchief feel tricked out in any way? Probably didn't, but was there perhaps a metal rod that had been sewn inside of it that it felt stiff somehow, or was it just, as far as you could tell, it's just a handkerchief, which it probably was, but I'm just asking.
It just seemed a cotton or silk handkerchief with nothing added to it.
Cool. I assumed, but I wanted to ask since I had the chance.
Absolutely. It's the opportunity to do so. I know when I've read in Banachek's book, he looks at the handkerchief and it just a regular handkerchief from what he never mentioned anything about a gimmick in there. Although I'm sure maybe someone's tried and experimented with things over the years. Why not?
Yes, but why the color white? Now, perhaps Kreskin had some significance attached to that, and I don't know the psychology behind that particular color. I once created a video about the color blue, for instance, and I know that there are meanings and symbolism, etc., attached to that color and how society on the whole responds to that color. So it's curious to consider what's the significance of the color white. Why wasn't it plaid? Why wasn't it a bandana? You know what I mean? He chose a plain white handkerchief, and he knows why he did that, but we certainly don't.
And he was in a white suit for that performance as well, wasn't he?
Yeah, a white or an off-white, a cream colored.
You know, talking to Jim Callahan really quickly years ago about that idea, I was telling him long story short, he suggested that white suggests to the jury or the audience innocence and honesty and purity. So that's why Michael Jackson wore white socks underneath whatever that was his reason for that. Was it made you more likable? It made you seem more innocent.
That's a good point.
You know, you just made me think of something there about the innocence there, and I'm thinking about the flag of surrender. You have a white banner or a white flag of some kind to surrender, and that could have been. And I'm just rolling with this right now. I'm just thinking out loud, and I've never thought
there's almost too like a holy picture here. There's almost like a biblical type of feel here with him in the suit and this up. You know what I mean? This shot is very 80s. Preacher on TV, televangelist almost.
It could be because you put your attention upon that preacher, and if you're waving the white flag as a surrender, that could have been code for the audience to surrender disbelief and go with this and invest in what you're watching and experiencing live on TV.
Yeah.
Like I said, we don't know if it's real or not, but I'll tell you what, it comes from a master of television who understood how to play an audience. And I'm not saying that it's a lie. I'm not saying Kreskin's phony. I'm saying that he knew what he was doing down to the details, like why to use a white scarf. He knew what he was doing. He had a reason for it.
That's a really good point, that, Michael. I know the idea of surrendering your thoughts to the person holding that, because that's one of the important parts of muscle reading is having your participant actually relax enough where you can take the weight of their arms or whatever it is, so they are actually surrendering that weight. It could be a really strong, powerful link there that you've uncovered. It's certainly not something I've ever thought about before, but I'm glad that you raised it, because there could definitely be a connection there. Absolutely. Do we have any more questions for Michael? Let's have a look in the chat. Lots of comments. There we go. That's interesting. Joe says, not only does it communicate that he can lose, but it suggests that he was getting $50,000 way back in the 80s, which would be well over 150,000 today. Yeah, I mean, Kreskin was the top of the game, wasn't he, for so long in mentalism? Incredible.
I do love to know, Michael, that you took that role seriously, that you were, I love that you're an actor too. Like, I love that you sound like a director as you spoke about Kreskin. Like, it sounded like you have such an interesting perspective on it. And I love that you were brave enough to come talk to us about all this. Like, this is so insightful. I just love that you took it serious, because the more that I have performed for live audiences, the more I appreciate someone who knows how to be a good spectator, which I happen to value about myself being a performer. I think I have a pretty good ability to take the knowing that I have and set that off to the side and just watch you as if I didn't know everything that I do know. And some guys in our position and girls in our position that's challenging for them. They haven't worked on that skill to be able to set that off to the side and just watch whatever you have to show them, at face value for what it is. So I love that you took it serious. I appreciate that. So thank you for doing that and being that type of person. And thank you for, having respect for it and appreciation for it still, like 30 years, almost 40 years later. Thank you for still being reverent about it and having respect. So thank you.
Drew in the comments says, Michael is great. I don't imagine he realizes how much we are getting from his story. Wonderful. Yeah, absolutely. Josh says the handkerchief. Sorry, Ro, go and say that again.
I want to try to. Was anything? No, nothing said, nothing set up with beforehand other than.
It's all right, bro. You come back when you're not having a stroke.
Is this
it's okay.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, you're back. You're back on now, mate. Don't worry.
Excuse my stroke. I was asking about. I know nothing was set up beforehand other than them just saying the guy with the yellow. Was anything done afterwards? Like, maybe you already answered it and I missed it, but was there any like talk afterwards or thank you for whatever the case is?
Well, I think they thanked us for being a part of their experiment on live TV. Yeah. But if I remember correctly, on the full length edition of the video on YouTube, not only does he do a trick, if you want to call it a trick, or a performance or a mind reading with Chuck Norris, but I think a couple of other people came out from the studio audience and he did some kind of an exercise with them as well. So it wasn't just the check. He did a couple of other things that day.
And you hung out in the audience and watched, like you went back to...
Yeah, this was Kreskin.
Did he sign anything for you? Like, did he come up afterwards and talk to you directly or not?
No. When it was done, it was done.
That's cool. I was just curious if, I don't know, to me, he seemed like, I don't know if there was an opportunity to go talk to him afterwards. Very, very random question off to the side. Have you ever seen the movie, The Amazing Burt Wonderstone?
I have not.
Okay. If you just want a couple minutes of fun, Steve Carell's in it. John Malkovich is in it. Jim Carrey's in it. And it's tell me if you know, having the experience you have with Kreskin, watch that movie and just tell, one of these days, I don't know how we'll ever connect again, but just I hope you enjoy it because it's funny and it's largely based on the attitude of Kreskin.
Okay, thank you. Hey, one thing about Kreskin that's very evident, he was having a blast. He was really, really, really having a good time that day. He's got $1 million smile and he loved being there and being on TV and doing his thing.
Yeah, you could tell he was in his element, I think. Stuart is asking Michael, do you have any new shows coming up, Michael? Anything that you're going to be appearing in soon?
No. My darling sweet Elizabeth is here next to me, and we left New York City right after COVID to come out here to Ohio and take care of my aging parents in their last years, to be caretakers towards them, and they have both since passed away. And we're just out here in Ohio, just living a different life now.
Mm-hmm. Out in them Ohio streets. Well, man, I'm sorry that you lost your mama, man. I lost my mama too, not too long ago. I know how that can be.
Thank you
Elizabeth,
very much.
Thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing Michael with us today.
No, absolutely. When the opportunity came around and Michael was available and was interested in doing it, I knew it was something that I had to try and get.
Thank you, Luch.
Different.
Thank you for making that connection, man.
Thanks,
No,
both of you.
absolutely. I think Michael's going to be staying around, so there'll be some more questions if you want to put in the chat to him, and we're gonna move on and have a little carry on chatting about various bits and bobs.
Thank you, Michael. What did you say, Michael? Michael said, "Thanks, everyone." I don't want to lose you, Mike. Thanks for everyone. Share this time with you. Revisit the wonderful memories, man. Thank you for. I was going to ask you too. Any relation to Stephen Fry? It's probably not an appropriate question.
Oh no. Ironically, I have a cousin named Stephen Fry, but he's a photographer.
Oh, it's so funny. Come on, man.
It's a good name,
Stephen Fry. Yeah.
Brilliant.
Well, man, thank y'all. Thank you for sharing those memories with us. Because Kreskin has been, we wouldn't be where we are without Kreskin.
No.
And for as much as, it inspires me to want to do something like that. I carry a red rag with me. A red cloth. I don't know why.
Red's perfect
I'm
for
not
you.
as brilliant as Kreskin. I don't know. I don't have a reason for it yet. Other than that's just what the color is, and I've got 1,000 of them. But I use them like whenever I'm in my suit, I'm talking to a family. I'll throw the cloth on the ground and get down on my knee and talk to the kid at the kid's level, and then stand back up and then put it back in my pocket. And people like that. People have come up to me and have said to me, I like that you threw that down on the ground and you kneeled on the handkerchief. Because, I did it just because I was wearing suits and I was on cobblestone. I was on, any area I was ever in. I wanted to get down on the kid's level, and I didn't want to squat. I wanted to take a knee. So I use a handkerchief regularly now anyway. So it makes me want to play with. And there's a routine in Scryer's book, everybody, the black and white notebooks. If y'all go back to those, the black and white books, there's a routine that involves contact mind reading it makes me want to do it right now that I'm talking about it. It allows you to really work on this muscle reading and be able to deliver that 100% during a live demonstration, because you need to nail it.
Yeah.
So anybody that's interested in that, I would encourage you to look at the black and white books from Scryer, because it just allows you to play, man. That's what I mean. That's what Michael said. It looked like Kreskin was up there playing. Like that was a playground for him. And he knew how to build the anticipation. He knew how to build the suspense. He knew how to set it up, and then he knocked it down. And he did it all in a time frame. And that is impressive, man. And he looked like he had a good time doing it. And that's contagious. People like, the relevance of the check too, Luch, I was going to say, was to simulate the pressure of whenever he did it for his fee. It was to simulate that pressure. And like Michael said, he was a master for TV. It wasn't just $50,000 like he would have done it. Like that's how he did it whenever he was doing it for his fee. Which even, that makes you think, was his fee like $10,000, but it was his fee times 5. But it was his fee, you know what I mean? Like if you technically, it was his fee times 5. But it makes you think, like, how did he stack that? How did he? So anyway, just as interesting to me, that whole. So thank you, Michael, for sharing those memories.
This morning, I could lose $1 million. National Community Bank has called and said, are you out of your mind? Our checks you're writing. That's the way you have to do it on a talk show. The amazing Kreskin is going to come out. We're going to find the check for $1 million. We're going to read your mind. Are you ready? Please welcome the amazing Kreskin. And Officer Bennett.
Here we are.
All right. Now, Officer Bennett, I should get with you. Come on up here, darling.
This man, by the way, has been with us. I say us because I had a driver who brought me in, my road manager as well. I also asked for a couple of books, and then suddenly it hit me. I didn't realize Chuck Norris had written a book.
Yes, he has.
Is he here right now?
Yeah,
we're going to use him real quick.
He's probably still around.
Maybe we can bring him right on because
is Chuck Norris still with us?
Come over here, Chuck. As soon as I heard that he was here, we had a handshake. I have to be careful shaking hands with this man. I'm going to kill you.
He could hurt you.
I've been a fan of yours for, I got to be careful, my God. He could have me on the floor in no time. Chuck, you know what? I thought of something. Before I go into with the challenge to my work, dealing with the search of a hidden object, I am very pleased to realize that you wrote a book, and I guess it's your life story.
Right.
I haven't looked at it, officer, have I? They gave me 2 books. I said, I want 2 books comparable in size. And this is ironic. The other book, I'm not plugging it, is by Bookwell called You Can Fool All the People All the Time. That worries me.
There's a nice combination
Chuck,
of reading
take that
material.
book in your hand. Renee, why don't you hold my glasses for a second? This book, Chuck, has about 300 pages in. Can you turn to the last page and show Renee exactly how many pages you have in that book? And this is a straight book. I think the officer will agree. About how many, sir?
Wait a minute. There.
Roughly.
No, we need to be exact. Okay, that's how many, huh?
Yep. How many?
Okay.
How many, sir?
Oh, you want it out loud?
How many? What do you think?
99.
Step on the other side of Renee for a moment, please. Renee, as I riffle through these pages, just to do this by chance, just for a moment, I'd like to try to tune in on his thoughts. Renee, call out stop anytime as I'm riffling through. All ready?
Yes.
My God, there were hardly any pages. She stopped me at 6'9", 6'8", 6'9". Turn to 6'9" in your book then, Chuck, if you will. Hold the book in your hand. Now, Chuck, I'd rather even Renee not look at the pages. I have not seen your book except for the title. To be honest with you, I said to Officer Jack, take it, hold on to it. But you got to help me in this way, Chuck. If you look at the top of the page, the top line, does it begin with a full sentence, or are you already in the middle of a sentence?
Already in the middle of a sentence.
You're in the middle of a sentence?
Yes.
I'll tell you one thing. I get very, very quickly the word M-E. Is that part of it, me?
Yes.
Yep.
Something, I can't, we don't have that much time, but it seems to me it's something like me and the dream or dreams. You
my God.
What is it, Chuck?
Me of her dream.
Me of her dream.
Me of her dream. Is that incredible?
Chuck, I got it.
He is amazing, I'll tell you that.
Thank you, my friend.
Since we should tell him about the book then.
I've never seen
Chuck
that.
Norris's book is The Secret of Inner Strength, and I'm glad we got to plug that.
I'll tell you, folks, I'd read this man's thoughts any days. It's great to work with him. Thanks, Chuck.
Thank you, Chuck. Thank you again. Bye-bye.
Okay. Now, that was wild.
Oh, my. How do you do that?
Well, he's a good man.
He is a very good man.
It's funny, Renee, I could not get the word her, but I saw me. See, the sentence did not have sense to it because it was in the middle of a sentence as opposed to a complete sentence.
Ladies and gentlemen, Kreskin.
If you've ever wanted to start your own business, get a paper and pencil ready.
Admit it. You've dreamed of being your own boss in your own business. Most people have. But dreaming won't make it happen. The most important steps in starting a business are gathering information and investigating all the possibilities. Entrepreneur Magazine allows you to do just that. Entrepreneur Magazine gives you up-to-the-minute reports on established businesses, new ventures, and the people behind them. You'll learn the ins and outs of a business before you invest. In each informative issue, you'll find the hints, articles, stories, and advice that have provided people just like you the security and freedom of owning their own business. These successful people are no different than you, except for one thing. They got started. So if you're serious about your future and want the satisfaction of owning your own business, then you should subscribe to Entrepreneur Magazine. A full year of Entrepreneur Magazine is yours for the base price of only $19.97. That's over 45% off our newsstand price. We'll also include our exciting catalog of 251 of the hottest new ways to make money. Entrepreneur subscribers enjoy many subscriber-only benefits, discounts, and free access to our expert business counselors. And if you order now, we'll include this valuable bonus, how to obtain money for your business. Methods for financing your new venture. You get all this for only $19.97. So stop just dreaming about starting your own business. Call now and let Entrepreneur Magazine help make your dreams come true.
We're waiting for your call now, so have your credit card ready and call us toll-free at 1-800-821-2101. Pay by credit card and get an extra issue making 13 in all of Entrepreneur Magazine, plus the latest issue of the 251 hottest ways to make money, the special subscriber-only discounts, access to our business counselors, and how to obtain money for your business, all for only $19.97. Order America's only entrepreneur magazine. Call 1-800-821-2101 right now.
Jerry Lewis Telethon is coming home again to Channel 9, and I am lucky enough to be the host of the most exciting weekend in television. There is one problem. I don't know how we're going to top last year's telethon. Oh, sure, we'll have the brightest stars, first-rate entertainment, and we'll raise more money for muscular dystrophy than ever before. But if I only had Dawn...
Excuse me, mister, is this where the telethon is taking place? You know, does he look familiar?
Tony Orlando and Dawn host the Jerry Lewis Telethon Labor Day weekend on Channel 9.
Terrific.
I need a clock. My road manager there, if he can hand the clock up here. Where, you know, Renee, I was saying to the people over here, someone can hand them the clock to bring over. Renee, here. I got very confused. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I got so confused when I came to the baby. There's no question as I walked into the audience, the committee had someone small in mind. I was looking for a youngster sitting down.
You didn't know there was a baby involved?
They kept thinking, not a baby, but a small person. And when I came to the gal with the camera, I suddenly glanced over and said, my God, that's the image I'm getting. But when they lifted the baby off and there was no check, I got demolished. I thought, what's going on? And then I realized there were more movable parts. I'll tell you, that test leaves me a wreck.
Well, I'll tell you.
We don't have time for too much more, but I thought it would be interesting to do a test dealing with time, because television rests on time. And how about if you pick some man or lady in the audience that they can just come forward for a second?
Okay. You on the end, come on up with, yes.
Come over here, sir.
Good.
Good to see you.
Well, let's help them up.
The two of them, come up here.
Yes. Thank you.
What's your name? Elsie, you got the biggest smile. Your name? Mike, how are you, Mike?
All right.
Now, Mike and Elsie. Renee, would you stand kind of over here a second?
All right.
I'm using a clock. I'm gonna block off the commercial name, but you can see if you press the point there, you can change the minutes, right? If you press that part, you can change the hours. When you change the time, just press both and so forth. Now, by the way, you're gonna walk down with Renee. And in other words, hold it against you like this so that only you can see what you're doing. All right, let me put this in here now.
I'm gonna walk down here.
First of all, you press these two, open it up so you can see the time. Renee will be with you now, hold it in your hand.
Okay.
Press these outer buttons.
This is a lot of pressure on us. All right.
Hold it so you can talk to Renee. Open it up. Now press it now. What time is it?
You want us to tell you?
Yeah, what time?
5:47.
Keep pressing it as you walk down. Keep going down farther. What time now?
11:53.
Press it further down. Keep going. All right, now why don't you stop there? Turn facing me. The two of you, you who's holding the clock, what's your name?
Elsie.
Snap the lid shut. Just snap that lid shut. Can you hear me now? Now
Yes.
listen to me. Walk further back. And you will go with her. Go with her, folks, sir.
Oh, Renee,
now, all the way back. Now stop about there. Now keep pressing the time. But you don't stop there. You don't know what time it is, do you?
No.
Press it many, many more times. Stay there, stay there.
Oh.
Just keep pressing the clock.
Okay.
Now,
this is
what
so
I've done is this. I have tried to have you keep pressing that minute and the hour hand without looking.
Keep pressing. Just press along.
What I've tried to do is no one's going to say that you picked the time by preference. 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock. You don't even know what time you have now. Stop pressing it.
Okay, stop.
Slide out the clock. Slide it into your hand. Slide it out of the box. Hand it to the young man with you. All three of you look at the time. Don't say anything. Don't show it on camera.
Okay.
Do not show it on camera. I want the three of you to concentrate. Concentrate as clearly as you can. Look at the time. Can I ask you this? Has the minute hand just changed?
No.
The minute of it, or is it still the same?
Still the same.
I may be off. If I'm successful, I'd like to be within 1 or 2 minutes. This shouldn't be shown on camera because, of course, it would kill the climax of this. You don't do that.
The minute hand just changed.
And it did change.
Yes.
The reason I don't want you to see this is I don't want you to name what I've written down because you saw it on a monitor.
I haven't seen anything.
I've decided on a time. What time are you thinking of?
3:08.
3:08?
Oh my God. That is incredible. Thank you both very much. Kreskin, you earned your name, darling. And
Renee, I'm going to be this weekend in Pottsville, and then next weekend in West Palm Beach, and hopefully be the good Lord willing back again with these great people, Richard and Renee.
Thank you, Amazing Kreskin. We'll be back in just a minute. Thank you.
Went well, Renee.
Welcome to the amazing world of Kreskin.